Review is actually better off than most. They have enough masks right now, but they are managing them carefully to make sure it stays that way. But in talking to an official from another hospital this evening, they said rationing could be the difference between having any masks and not having any. That is, as these providers are on the front line in the fight against the spread of this coronavirus.
In one area hospital, medical providers say they're being asked to reuse masks that are designed for single use only. Another facility is reserving masks for patients, and staff are being asked to go without in some situations. Multicare Puget Sound says all 6 of their hospitals are facing shortages, and they've implemented reuse policies to stretch supplies until more can arrive. A spokesperson said their policy was implemented with infection prevention specialists and epidemiologists. She said, "We feel like it's the right thing to do to make sure we have some masks because we don't want to get to a point where we have no masks." One nurse there, who asked to remain anonymous, said, "My biggest concern is that too many hospital workers will get sick at the same time. If too many workers are sick, then we literally would not be able to save people." The Washington State Nurses Association, which represents nearly 20,000 nurses, called the shortage a crisis and is asking public officials and hospitals to help get more protective equipment. To that end, the state asked for and received hundreds of thousands of masks and respirators from the federal stockpile last week and has more on the way this week. What remains to be seen is if it is enough.
So Multicare says they are working to get more from suppliers and the state. They said some could come in tomorrow, but a lot of uncertainty right now. We've also seen documents from another hospital in the area that says they're going to dentists, veterinarians, and construction companies looking for these masks. As for the state, they have requested some from the federal government. Those have been coming from this strategic national stockpile. In Seattle, I'm Michael Crow, King 5 News.